Hello everyone and welcome to Night Ghost 49 as we watch this wonderful match by Studio Rumble between team excuse me, I'm choking there, Ubisoft Montreal and Popcap. And it looks like blue team is going to be team Ubisoft Montreal with Mixcanlite, excuse me if I mispronounced your name, Nitro, Mr. Lobo, Norwina, and Grigby. And then on the red team, Popcap, we've got Jidu, Ponder, Old, was it Kodak? Nice. A Kiss Bro? Oh, I'm butchering your name, dude. I'm so sorry. And then was that Siblia? Once you stop, I'll see. All right, let's see what the first talents are. It looks like Uther went with Conjurer's Pursuit. We got a new Brack going with Extended Spikes. Siphoning Arrow from... Oh, Ubisoft is just sitting, lying in wait. Oh, they go out a little too early. They reveal, and it looks like Rhaegar's already revealed them all because he did the Earthbound Totem as well. So it looks like we're not going to have the gank here that I thought. That was going to be a crazy opening move. But both of the minion waves have come in. It looks like Illidan is waiting here with Nazeebo. Leoric is going to have to fend off both of them now. That is a... Oh, the creepy hand does miss. So no healing for Leoric on this time around. He's going to have a hard time pushing these two. Nazeebo, like we were talking about before when the game started, he does a lot of damage. And, oh, look at the zombie walls. Now, here's a tactic that a lot of people might know, but if you put the zombie wall, it wastes the ammo of the towers. It's actually very beneficial. Now, look here in the middle lane. Ponder's going to actually push this middle with Rhaegar. Actually, Rhaegar's going to be able to keep her alive. Like, I'm not that concerned. She also has her trait that she can use. But Ubisoft Montreal pushing very hard with this 3v2, doing quite a bit of damage, actually, and forcing them to go back. Their minions are completely gone. They're forced to stick around here and do that extra damage. Now, something that we see right away that's affecting this match-off is Johanna went with Regeneration Master. She's going to be way more tanky. With more orbs that she grabs, the more regeneration she's going to get. So she did not go with Knight Takes Pawn. Knight Takes Pawn normally would allow her to clear those waves a lot faster. We do have the Shrine spawning in 3 seconds here in the middle. Teams are going to be fighting off. Johanna goes in trying to push off a Nubarak. And the other team, they will activate this, and it spawns these little guys. And then there's a counter here on the bottom right. And red team is actually in here really quickly doing a lot of damage to these little guys. But there is a surround coming in. Johanna does use her ability to clump them up. They're trying to back away. Rhaegar's able to go into wolf form and save the day. He's going to circle around and do some additional healing there for his teammates. But they are very low on health and need to be super careful engaging. Now, Team Ubisoft Montreal, oh, it was only 30 this first round. They are gathering a lot of these little minions and taking them out, which is going to allow them to summon the Punisher. Now, Nazeebo does go in there and try to do a bit of damage. And it looks like Sylvanas has actually gone down. It's going to clear this wave. And so does Illidan. And it looks like the tactic here from Team Popcap Games is, you know what? We've lost this first shrine. It's not as strong as the first time around. That's okay. We're just going to wait. We're going to wait for the second round. We're going to gather as much XP as possible. And as you can see, it's given them a slight level advantage. And here is the Mortar Punisher. And his ability is he shoots mortars and clears waves like crazy. And look, he jumps on Nazeebo, doing so much damage. And he barely gets away. These Punishers are devastating. You have to deal with them. You cannot back away. Illidan, honestly, Illidan should come back. Sylvanas should totally come back and deal with this Punisher. Look at that. He just jumps into the camp over Johanna. Johanna's like, I don't even care. She's just going for it. Rhaegar supporting her. She'll probably be fine for a bit, but this Punisher is doing work. It is almost out of health. Johanna's decided just to go in and deal with it, but she is crowd controlled by Kel'Thas, and Rhaegar's taking quite a bit of damage. Are they going to lose this first fort with the first Punisher? That would be a pretty good upset, actually. So the minion wave is pushing quite well, but they're probably not going to take this keep. They did bring it down to half. And then let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom and top lanes. Sylvanas has cleared things out. She is fighting off against Valis, so we got bows versus crossbows. Who's going to win? And then we have Leoric playing against Illidan. Not as worried about that if he can get the creepy hand off, which he does whiff because Illidan is so hard to hit with that darn thing. If he can get that hand off, he can actually trade it versus Illidan quite well. We do have a Nubarak and Johanna trading back and forth. As we can see, a Nubarak probably has the advantage here because he's able to clear those waves with his spike a lot better. We do have a ping here at the top with Team Popcap, actually, or yes, Team Popcap taking this Bruiser camp. I made the mistake of glancing in chat. They should have done the spin of friendship. Oh, and it looks like Illidan is going for Leoric, but he's got the creepy hand on him. And look how much health he's able to self-regenerate. It's pretty awesome. Leoric, if used properly, is very sustainable. And it looks like he did go with Reanimate. He did go with let's see, when nearby minions die. Oh, he's going to regenerate faster when he dies, and then he went with OC and Renewal, which is basically his version of First Aid. It's actually not as strong as First Aid, but it's really good. Now, Johanna, she has gone with the Regeneration Master, and it looks like it's paying off. Either Rhaegar's keeping her alive and well, or she's actually regenerating quite a bit of health. Now, the shrines are spawning down here in this bottom lane. We do have siege camps versus siege camps. Keep in mind, if you don't know, these siege camps are kind of funny. These are actually really fast acting. These aren't the ones I was thinking of. The bruiser camps are the one with the shaman that regenerates and will actually resurrect your heroes if they die. So sorry, I was thinking the wrong thing here. Looks like they're trying to get Illidan out of place, but Leoric's taking tons of damage. Uther is healing him up, and like we were talking about before, Uther has very good burst healing. He can keep heroes alive very well. This shrine has not been activated. You actually have to click on it to activate it. So in this case, with the teams going back and forth, this little stalemate going on, they're waiting to activate. Oh, and they're locking down Sylvanas. Is she going to be able to get out? No! She is taken down by Team Ubisoft Montreal. That's the first death in this game, I believe. And Rhaegar is trying to stay alive. In wolf form, he regenerates a little bit quicker. There is a talent that makes it even stronger. And so he's trying to keep his team alive. Ubisoft Montreal has activated the shrine. They're going in for kills. They've got 10, 11, 12 out of the 30 that they need. And we've got a deep engage there with Johanna. She is just so tanky that it's almost not even a concern for her to go in. But look at the health of Team Ubisoft Montreal. They don't have the overall sustain healing like Rhaegar would give. Uther has to do single target healing. So this could be a weak point for them in these engagements. It looks like we've got such low health with Ubisoft Montreal. Uther's being focused down by Illidan, taken out. Johanna is taken out for Team PvP, or excuse me, Team Popcap. Oh, and Team Ubisoft Montreal does get the Punisher this time around, and he is a Frost one, which is extremely deadly. We do have some other team fights going on here. Apparently Illidan was taken down. Sorry, we did miss that there. But Rhaegar's getting hit pretty hard, and if he's not careful, he's gonna be taken out there by the Punisher. Watch, we're probably gonna see a jump come down from him, but it looks like the Frost auras are coming down. They're gonna do even more damage. They can lock down players very, very quickly. We do have an ultimate coming in from Team Ubisoft Montreal. We've got Phoenix pushing in here on this fort. And look, every time they go to engage, they have to back out because of the frost damage that this Punisher is doing. They do focus it down before the fort goes down, but it looks like the majority of Ubisoft Montreal pushes in to take out that camp. And Leoric has gone back to kind of zone for the team. A little bit of trading back and forth. Let's go ahead and check on this top lane here as well. Looks like Illidan and Vala were actually trading a little bit here as well. Team Popcap needs to be very careful. They need to soak lanes. They need to get to level 10 as quickly as possible and close that gap. Montreal is actually coming in here. They're going to check out this camp. They're probably going to try to set up some ganks. Looks like Sylvanas is coming in and Johanna. Johanna's probably going to be very surprised to see that. Rhaegar's just sitting next to her again. Entomb comes down and locks him in with a new rat coming in. It looks like Johanna's probably going to be taken out. That's so much damage to deal. And Rhaegar's taken out. Excuse me, Johanna comes down as well, and it looks like Uther went with the stun, the Divine Storm, and Anubrak they come in with the crowd control, and it's just out of control. It's a little too much from the hand. Sylvanas is trying to get away. She uses her banshees to get away, but they are on cooldown. Oh, and she uses them again, but it looks like Uther does take her down. So some really good surrounds here from Team Ubisoft Montreal. This is the kind of stuff I was talking about before. They've been coming together as a team and doing some really good damage. And it looks like Popcap's team Nazebo has gone for the Gargantuan so he can tank these camps. This is exactly what he needs to do. They've got level 10. They need to be careful and wait for everybody to respawn so that the next time the shrines come up, they can actually gain the advantage. Looks like Ubisoft Montreal, same idea. They're coming in for the siege camp. Johanna sees it, backs off, gets the information it needs, and doesn't worry about contesting too much, just poking a bit. The Entomb comes down, but she's probably going to be fine. There's not a lot of follow-up there. Uther's not really known for doing a lot of damage, so she's probably just going to walk away. Not do too bad. Now, this camp is pushing down here in the bottom lane quite well. Are they going to take care of it, or are they going to go in for the shrine? It looks like Johanna has decided to not worry about him and to go in for the shrine because it's a bit more important. The objectives are more important. So we've got an 8 versus 3 here on these minions killed. Ubisoft Montreal seems to have a bit of the base covered, but Team PvP is coming in here and doing quite a bit of damage. Keep in mind, they do have their ultimates. Vala's coming in from Ubisoft Montreal, do a lot of good damage. Ancestral healing coming in from Rhaegar and saving the team. He's keeping that sustained healing going. He's a little out of position. Needs to be very careful. And it looks like Norwenna's being caught out of position, but Uther does heal her and use the Storm Shield to keep her alive. Anubrak dives away, but Illidan could easily go in and do tons of damage. And it looks like Vala is just deciding to dominate this conversation by pushing them out. And Popcap is coming in with 24, 25, 20. It looks like they're going to get this shrine and get a Punisher of their own for this round. and turn things against Ubisoft Montreal. Let's see how they deal with it. I wonder what element we're going to get. It looks like that might be Arcane. Do they get it? Yes, they do. It looks like Popcap got this one, even with the Phoenix coming in from Ubisoft Montreal. They are a little low on health, but this Punisher, you just have to stay with. Look, he just pounces on Leoric the moment he resurrects. It's just instantaneous. This Punisher's doing damage. And look, we've got Arcane damage coming in here doing a lot of damage to Leoric. It's almost taken down. Watch these walls melt. Absolutely melt to the abilities of the Punisher. Now, keep in mind, a new Brack gets pounced on. Keep in mind, this is the third objective that they've got. So it's even stronger than the first two, and it's Arcane. And in my opinion, Arcane is probably the strongest one to push with. It does so much area damage. It does so much siege damage, and he can still focus all the players as well and pounce on them. We did see a Wailing Arrow come out from Sylvanas, locking down Team Ubisoft Montreal. They need to take out this Punisher before he pushes through to the keep. If they don't, they're going to be in a lot of trouble. The wall does go down, but the towers stay up. They do entomb Nazeebo. Is the team going to stay and fight, or are they going to just pull back? It looks like they did a little bit of healing, but he's taking tons of damage. The stun from Nubak comes in. He is going to chase him down, and it looks like Nazeebo may not be able to get away with the bugs, the beetles coming out here as well. They do actually lock in that kill. And Johanna's decided to split up, draw the team away, and actually get away. Sylvanas was able to get away as well. Rhaegar's only got a little bit of mana left, so not quite sure if he's going to be able to heal up his friends. It looks like he's probably going to go back. He's going to be and come back in Hearth. So it looks like we have 2 forts down for Team Popcap, 1 fort down for Team Ubisoft Montreal, excuse me. So all in all, this is still a very even match. As we've seen, we've seen some really good comeback from Popcap. We've seen some really good team plays from Ubisoft Montreal, but stuff like this entire camp here, all these minions pushing at one time, they have to deal with it while it's going back to heal. We've got some engagements here. Excuse me. My apologies. I'm still recovering a bit. Excuse me. Oh, my apologies. Luckily, that happened in a little bit of a lull. Ubisoft Montreal's painting the map blue. Again, they're going down for these siege guys down here at the bottom. They go for the bruisers at the top. These are the bruisers I was talking about. The shaman has 2 beasts. If the beasts are focused and killed, the shaman just resurrects them. You have to focus the shaman. So left by themselves, they are deadly. They are very dangerous. Let's go ahead and take a look at the numbers here at the bottom. Looks like Uther's healing for 2,200. We got Rhaegar at 19. Excuse me. It looks like the most siege damage from Vala at 69, and the most siege damage is for Sylvanas here at 53. So some really good numbers, really good overall team play going on here. Looks like Ponder's going to try to clean this up a little bit so that during that team fight they don't have to worry about it because they do have a siege camp pushing in their middle lane. It looks like that was a bit of a defensive wall, a defensive entomb. Johanna just right in the middle of the mix, trying to push in there, but it looks like Ubisoft Montreal currently controlling this camp again. We said that before. And then Popcap came in and did some serious damage. The Gargantuan's coming down, and it looks like Kael'thas is deciding to focus it, which honestly is a very smart decision. Johanna coming in there and pulling all of the team members in. We had a silence arrow come in as well. Popcap is controlling the middle again. They're going to start to even out the amount of minions taken from the shrines, so they can hopefully get a Punisher as well and push again. Illidan is just doing work against this Anubrak, and Johanna's locking him down again, but it looks like he's going to be able to get away. Is Norwenna going to be able to get away? Is Illidan going to be fine? Because it looks like Vala is focusing him down, but Johanna comes down there again to help out the team members. And look, she is so low on health, but Rhaegar does come in with the heal, and they do get the second of their own Punishers, which is the 4th Punisher. And look at that, Leoric is just constantly focused by this Punisher. It's like he's got something out for King Leoric. And it looks like bottom lane is going to be pushed again. And what element do we have on this Punisher? I haven't quite seen it yet. We have Frost again, and he's going to just look at that. He locks down Kael'thas and takes him down. Kael'thas so squishy. He was a bit out of position there, but they're going to lose this fort easily. Anubrak is just trying to be careful. Leoric is just poking around here as well, waiting to come back. And oh, look at that. Anubrak is engaged on by the Punisher immediately. We've got the creepy walk coming in from Leoric, and this wave is devastating. It is just pushing like crazy. We've got a minion wave pushing in the middle lane. Punisher here at the bottom. The Punisher's only down by maybe a quarter bit of health, and he just dives in. Look, the Punisher just goes ham. The rest of the team can't even get through the walls when he jumped through, and they are down by half health. Now it looks like Leoric is going to be locked down by by the Frost, but he does use a creepy walk again to get away, which is a very good move. This tower's going to go down as well. Look at this. He just constantly focuses Leoric. The Leoric hate is real. Oh, Kael'thas goes frozen nitro. You need to be very careful. Sylvanas is really low, but Ancestral Healing comes down and makes sure that she stays alive, and the Punisher does go down. We also got a silencing arrow, locking down Kael'thas. Nazeebo was taken out. They engaged a little too hard, but really they took out a keep, or excuse me, they took out a fort. So it was, I would say, it was totally worth it. Now this late in the game, they are Team Popcap has come back. They are a level ahead, or about a half a level ahead, excuse me, of Team Ubisoft Montreal. Dying now is a 40+ second resurrection. It's dangerous to do. You have to be very careful. It looks like Sylvanas and Rhaegar are low on mana. They're going to be back. It looks like Leoric's going to go up here this top lane, probably start clearing this out, getting even more XP for his teammates. Let's go ahead and take a look and make sure we've got all the ultimates on lockdown. Rhaegar took Ancestral Healing. We've seen Gargantuan from Nazeebo, Blessed Shield from Johanna, Metamorphosis from Illidan. I thought we were going to see a hunt, but we are seeing Metamorphosis. And then also Wailing Arrow from Sylvanas on Team Popcap. Uber on Team Ubisoft Montreal took Divine Storm. We've got Cocoon from Anubarak, which I haven't quite seen yet, so we need to pay attention to that. We've got Strafe from Arvala, Entomb from Leoric, and then also Phoenix from Kael'thas. Excuse me. We are getting siege camps left and right. It looks like Popcap got the one at the top. They seem to have gotten these other two, the bottom and this bottom sort of mid lane one as well. But those were cleaned up by Ubisoft Montreal. All heroes are back and up and alive. They're waiting for these shrines to come back. It looks like they're pushing. Oh, they lost the fort here at the top with Ubisoft Montreal coming in. The new Rack's coming in to steal, or excuse me, to stun Nazeebo. Oh, there we go. We see a Cocoon. A Cocoon was brought down on, it looks like Johanna, locking her down. Uther is being focused like crazy with the silencing arrow and the strafe from Vala. And Johanna's right here in the middle. Ancestral Healing coming in to heal her up quite well. Nazeebo saying, screw it, I'm going for Kael'thas, and does tons of damage. And they're pushing back Team Ubisoft Montreal. Leoric goes down as well. And Norwina's pulling back just to save her own skin too. Excuse me. The worst time to be choked up and have the throat thing going on there. Anubrak's just going to come in here and try to get some more. There's 20 out of the 30 have been slain from Popcap. This Punisher is going to be even stronger than the one before. It looks like they're decided to clear this lane, wait for the Punisher, and deal with it here. Now, keep in mind, the back and forth in this map is extremely strong. And it's Arcane again. They're going to be able to push so hard. Vala's being focused this time, not Leoric. Oh, they're going for Leoric now. And that Punisher's just doing some work. He's dropping down those Arcanes. We have a Cocoon coming in on Illidan, which is a really good move. Locking down Illidan with his massive amount of damage. Strafe coming in from Nowina on Vala. Leoric's being focused again, and he is taken down. They're going to have to pull back again. And this Punisher, they're just so devastating. Phoenix is going to come in and do a ton of damage. Anubrak is focused down, and there's just so much damage coming down from the Arcane and the healing from the Rhaegar that this team, this Popcap team, is doing nothing. They're just doing work. They're probably going to be able to take this keep if they don't do enough damage. But the Punisher is down to about a third health. So we're going to have to see. We do have Nubrak's going to come back in about another 30-something seconds. Leoric has another 5-second cooldown, which he can reduce. And he did by attacking the alive enemy team members. Kael'thas, is he going to be able to get away? And he does. He's not taken out, which is a very good win for Team Ubisoft Montreal. But they do lose their keep, which they're going to have catapults coming in on them. And it looks like Entomb does come down from Leoric. Leoric is trying to get away. He does use a creepy walk and is able to get away from that Punisher as well. But that Punisher is almost dead, and he is taken down. Will Team Popcap stay here? Nowina's taking a ton of damage, but she is able to pull back. Leoric comes in, tries to slow him down and keep him under the towers. But it looks like they're going to be able to get away with Ancestral Healing coming in. Now, it looks like Nazeebo has decided to push in. He needs to be very careful. That strafe is extremely powerful, and he's probably going to be taken out by that right now. That's right, Rhaegar wasn't able to come back and actually heal him. But what trades are we going to have? We've got one member down from each team. We've got an Uther down on Team Ubisoft Montreal, so no healing coming in there. And we have a Nazeebo down from Popcap. Now look at this. Popcap is coming in. They're going to take the Bruiser camp for Team Ubisoft Montreal. The Phoenix does come down. And they didn't take out the Shaman, so the Shaman actually brings him back. Oh, excuse me. The Shaman brought him back with a captive. But Kael'thas is taken down from Team Ubisoft Montreal. So they're going to be able to push this top lane even more. Is Vala going to be able to get back? And she does just in time with Illidan, and Metamorphosis was doing work right there. And it looks like a Nubrak does cocoon down one member of the team. We've got Storm Shields coming down. Some really good synergy here from Rhaegar. They're trying to mount up and get away. Rhaegar's in wolf form, which, you know, he's a wolf. Get away when he can. And then we've got Johanna mounting away as well. So we're waiting for Nazibel to come back from Popcap. And we have 2 team members down. Leoric, which is going to take like no time at all. And then also a Kel'Thas. So they're just going to clean up these siege camps because, or excuse me, the catapults, because their core is now in danger from the top lane. Now, Team Popcap has all of their keeps currently, so they don't have to worry about catapults coming in. They can actually go into this engagement with a lot less worry. They don't have to sit there and go back and defend. There's 2 camps actually not taken, and it looks like Popcap is going to take the siege camp to put even more pressure on Ubisoft Montreal. Looks like we're at level 20 for Ubisoft and 21 for Popcap. I'm going to take a drink real quick before the shrines activate. And Popcap is actually holding in this position. Ubisoft Montreal is circling around, probably waiting for a good engagement. We do get a cocoon coming out. And a Phoenix and an Entomb. Rhaegar is being focused and taken out in the middle there. Oh, he used Ancestral Healing on himself, but it's a second too late. Kel'Thas is being focused. It looks like he used Blink, but it's probably not going to be enough. Illidan comes in and chases. Anubrak is super low, but he does stun Illidan, taking him down. But then they return the favor with Anubrak, and then Sylvanas is taken down as well. These team fights are crazy. You guys are going to make me have laryngitis all over again. I love it. We've got the middle lane being pushed by the red team. Look at those siege minions. We had siege minions coming down here pushing as well. We've got Nazibel pushing with the Punisher. They did get the Punisher this time, and it is a mortar. He's actually chasing that minion and going back, which is very beneficial for Ubisoft. But it looks like their core is completely under attack from 3 catapults. They have to deal with this. Leoric should be able to clean this up really easy. They didn't even get through the shields. Not a worry. The real worry is this Punisher. Now, one thing we can mention is we've got 3 team members alive for Ubisoft Montreal and only 2 team members alive for Team Popcap. They're going to be able to deal with this Punisher a lot better than Popcap can actually support it. Now, the shields are still up and going. We've got about 50-something health left on the Punisher. We've got Lobo coming in, probably just waiting to heal. It's probably going to heal Norwenna there and get her back up a little bit. But they're doing work. They're doing tons of damage. Look at this. The core's barely taking anything at all because they're focusing on the heroes and just sitting here taking some of this damage away. And it looks like their core is going to be okay, but it is at 84% with no shields. So this middle camp is pushing really hard. Team Popcap during that engagement went ahead and grabbed another camp up here. They're going to grab this bottom camp as well. So they're going to put even more pressure on Team Ubisoft Montreal while they're waiting for the shrines to actually activate. So very good team engagements. What the heck? Excuse me, took a drink there. My apologies. Now, smartly, Ubisoft Montreal is going to focus on taking these guys out. But we have a push in the bottom lane from Popcap. They're walking with their catapults and their siege minions. Notice how they're staying with them. They're just not messing around. They're like, you know what, we're going to protect these guys. These are our little buddies, our little teammates. And it looks like Nazibel's coming up the middle here, going to do some work here as well. The Phoenix does come down as a defensive Phoenix. The shields are actually being focused a little bit, but no core damage is being done quite yet. But they are being careful. Team Ubisoft Montreal came back. They decided to defend, and they wiped out that entire camp. And smartly, Popcap has decided to back off. They know that the shrines are more important. The objective is way more important. And honestly, the siege minions are really important as well. Now we see Johanna here zoning for the team, making sure that they can actually get this camp safely and not wipe. Because at this point, it's a 60-second plus regeneration for when you die. You don't come back that quickly. I think they're going to probably roam up here at the top, try to get this bruiser camp. Popcap is doing a fantastic job of taking this advantage that they currently have. They're not having their keeps pushed because they still have them up and going. They don't have catapults, so they're actually pushing. They're painting the town. They're painting the town red. No, they're painting the map red with bruisers and siege minions. They're doing exactly what they need to do. I smell a team engagement. I just smell one coming up here. Oh, look at this. Kel'Thas is so out of position, and Metamorphosis comes in to take him out. And he is going after Norwenna as well with... Oh, Nazibel was taken out for the red team. And I can't even keep up. Vala's taken out too. Who else is going to go down? Anubrak throwing spikes everywhere. We've got Johanna just blinding people left and right. Uther's trying to trade with them and heal up, but it's probably not going to be enough. They're being focused so hard. It looks like Uther is taken down, and so is Anubrak. Where is Leoric? Where is Liork? He's here. He's the only one left on Ubisoft Montreal. There's not much he can do. He's going to be back and just defend because he's got catapults attacking his core. And it looks like, oh, it looks like Uther used the talent to actually come back, which is called Redemption. So after a short period of time, he can use that talent to actually come back to life at like 50% health, and he is safe. So that's actually a very good win for him. My apologies. And they need to be very careful here. The core is down to 70%. It looks like part of Team Popcap is coming in here, and they're going to get the rest of these minions uncontested, completely uncontested. This is a very good move. They're probably securing the win here. We do have respawn coming up from Ubisoft Montreal. I kind of doubt they're going to be able to pull back at this point. This has been such a good team. Illidan has decided to just push the core, but he does get the Shrink Ray, which I love the Shrink Ray. He's so tiny, and the core's at 11%. He went ham and he paid for it. He got a 60-second respawn coming in. Is Team Popcap just going to push? Are they going to be able to deal, or going to be able to get this win? I think they are. But Ubisoft Montreal, let's see what they do. Do they push in here? They're doing tons of damage to the Punisher. But it looks like, excuse me, it looks like the match goes to Popcap against Team Ubisoft Montreal. Fantastic match. A lot of back and forth. The core still says 2%. Was the game over? I mean, really? Was the game over? Wow, I am terribly sorry. Oh, excuse me. This is why I wasn't able to cast those other matches. My apologies. So, wow, what a phenomenal match between Popcap and Ubisoft Montreal on the newest map that we have here in Heroes of the Storm. Let's go ahead and take a look at the stats here. Team Ubisoft Montreal here at the top. We've got Uther that did 70,000 healing, which we compare to Rhaegar. It's about 73, so very even. Nubrak got about 11,000 XP contribution to the team, and 63,000 tanking, which Johanna did quite a bit more. I would wager, though, that I think Johanna is way more tanky than Nubrak, and Nubrak feels a little more utility, but it's just different playstyle. Now, Vala did some work. Siege damage of 187,000. Hero damage of almost 100,000 again. We've seen this Vala player do just a really good job. She only died once. She's done a very good job of actually turning some team fights, going in with Hungering Arrows, having that self-sustain, and it really pays off for her teammates, and she had the most XP contribution. Liork doing 103 tanking. Like, it's just crazy. With 2 tanks on this team, so combined they did quite a bit more than Johanna, but I still would wager that she's probably the tankiest of all of them, and Liork's, again, with the utility and the crazy Zerg that he can do. Kael'thas doing quite a bit of damage in his own right. 173,000 Siege and 75,000 in Hero. Like these two, Vala and Kael'thas did work. So very good job from Team Ubisoft Montreal. If we look at Popcap, we've got Rhaegar doing 73,000 healing. Nazebo, look at Nazebo. This Nazebo player did 147,000 Siege, 87,000 Hero, and contributed the most XP overall to Team Popcap. Johanna doing some tanking like she always does. And then we've got Illidan coming in here. Some even numbers here, which I think this has to do with the fact that Illidan was everywhere. Illidan was going for team fights. He was jumping into lanes. He was doing his job and being a very good team player. We see a lot of Illidan players that aren't, and this guy did a very good job. Good job, old Kodak. Sylvanas doing 141 siege damage. Look how close her and Nazebo are on that siege damage. Phenomenal work. And then 87,000 for Nazebo and 62,000 for Sylvanas. So a little bit different here. Nazebo was able to get a few more kills in, and Sylvanas was probably dealing with lanes a bit more than anything. Let's go and take a look at the talents here real quick. Uther went with Conjurer's Pursuit, Protective Shield, Clairvoyance. Ah, that's what that was. Clairvoyance. I was seeing that activated on the map. It actually reveals an area on the map. That was a good trait here for this one with the shrines being activated. We've got Divine Storm. Shrink Ray. Oh, that was so funny with Illidan. I gotta say, that was pretty good. And then Imposing Presence, so enemies are slowed. And then Redemption, which we saw used to great effect, bringing himself back from death when he was a ghost and able to defend even more for the core. Nubrak going with the Extended Spikes. Under King. Shed Exoskeleton. Cocoon, which you saw him use quite a few times near the end game. Was it Chitinous Plating? Imposing Presence again, same talent here as Uther. And then he went with Hardened Shield, which gave him even more survival. Vala went with the Siphoning Arrow, the Puncturing Arrow, Repeating Arrow, and Strafe. This is a similar build that we've seen before from Ubisoft Montreal with a lot of self-sustain, right? We don't have to heal as much here. And then Frost Shots, Blood for Blood, again, some sustain and damage. And then the second talent, Vengeance, as well for Strafe. Leoric went with Reanimation, Fealty to Death, Ocean Renewal, Entomb, which there's some very good Entombs on this match. Crushing Hope, excuse me. And then went with Consume Vitality, and then also Spectral Leech. So a lot of stuff to let him come back quicker and stay alive longer. Kel'Thas went with Mana Addict. Nether Wind increases gravity lapse range and speed. And we saw this used a lot. Like, he was able to disengage as well as he was able to engage and lock down enemies. So we saw Fission Bomb coming in and doing some good work. Phoenix, a solid talent, hands down. And then more Chain Bomb, Backdraft, more stuff for the Living Bomb, and then Bolt to the Storm, which gave him a lot more versatility. Rhaegar coming in with the Spirit Walker's Grace, more healing. A Feral Heart, which allowed him to turn into the wolf, heal more, and actually regenerate more mana. We've got Earth Shield, excuse me, Ancestral Healing, and then more talents going towards healing. Healing Surge, Tidal Waves, and then Storm Shield. And a lot of players kind of forget this exists, I think. It's super, super versatile in team play. Excuse me. Again, my apologies. But let's go ahead and talk. This is what we're talking about with the Zebo. Death Ritual. You permanently gain 5 health and 3 mana when a minion or a captured mercenary dies under Voodoo Ritual. So he continuously gains health. In fact, we didn't actually check. I should have seen how many stacks he had. But the Zebo was able to get a lot of health and a lot of mana in that early game to help him in the late game. We've got Spider Clusters, which is some really good spider damage. Spider damage is really the way to go when you want to do hero damage. And we saw that working today. Gidbin increases the duration of zombie wall and corpse spiders. Gargantuan, Thing of the Deep, which is increases range, leaping spiders and the other Gargantuan. Starting to lose my voice a little bit. Johanna went with Regeneration Master, Laws of Hope, Battle Momentum, Blessed Shield, Subdue, Blessed Hammer, and then again Storm Shield. So a lot of utility coming in here from our from our healer and our tank. Shadow Step from Illidan, Immolation, First Aid, which saved his bacon a few times. Metamorphosis, Lunge, increases the range of die by 30. That's crazy. Hunter's Onslaught, and Demonic Form, so the second level of Metamorphosis. Sylvanas went with the Wind, Ranger's Ambush, we've got Life Drain, the Wailing Arrow, which really pushed back the enemy, the blue team, excuse me, a lot. She used that a lot in some really good positioning. Overwhelming Affliction, Cold Embrace, and then Deafening Arrow, which increased the damage and effectiveness of Wailing Arrow. So thanks everybody for joining today for this Heroes of the Storm match with Studio Rumble with Team Ubisoft Montreal and Popcap. We're going to go and end this tonight for the recording. So thanks everybody for joining. I'll see you guys next time.